Welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today, in episode 3 of Beginning Guitar, we're going to expand your chord knowledge a little more by showing you a couple of variations of a few of the chords you already learned. These are really cool and fun to introduce to your playing because they give you variations of a chord that you can throw in there to help make a little richer sound to the song, all right? And you'll understand what all that means as we go. So let's get right to it. The first chord we're going to look at variants of is the E chord. So what I want you to do is play an E. Next, I want you to lift your third finger off. Now you'll notice in the diagram that makes the fourth string an open string, so you want to hear it. All right? Because that's the 7 tone of the E7 chord. All right? And E7 means it's shorthand for a dominant 7. All right? Now, put your third finger back, playing an E. Now, remove your first finger. What you have here now is the open third string, and it's a minor chord, E minor. That's what the little m stands for, minor. All right? Minor chords are generally sad sounding chords. Major chords are happy. Happy, sad. All right? Now, slide your first and second and third fingers back just a hair and make room for your fourth finger on the third string at the second fret. That is an E sus4. The sus is short for suspended. E sus4. Usually it's alternated with an E major. And you just drop your little finger in place and lift it and put it in place. Lift it off, put it in place. All right? So, pause the video and practice these chords for a moment. Get comfortable with them and get the names clear in your head. E7, E minor, E sus4. All right? Then, when you're ready to continue, press play. Let's start to put these chords to work, shall we? We're going to start with an E minor chord, and we're going to play the C and the D, which you also know. Now, in the last measure, you see an E minor and a D chord. That's 2 strums, 2 beats per chord. So we start with E minor for 4 beats. Go to C, then to D, back to E minor, to D. Back to the beginning and start all over again. Now, again, I want you to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth, right? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right? This way, you're learning to count as you strum. Very important stuff here, okay? So pause the video, practice this for a couple of minutes. Get comfortable moving between the chords, all right? Then, when you've done this for a couple of minutes, go ahead and press play and restart the video. All right, this progression uses the E7 and then brings in the E sus4 as well as your new chords, but you're also going to play an E, an A, and a B7 as well. Remember, in the first measure and the last measure, 2 beats per chord. So, here we go. 1, 2, E7, 3, 4, move to A, 1, 2, 3, 4 to B7, 1, 2, 3, 4, E sus 4, 1, 2 to E, 3, 4, then start again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just keep going, right? Pause the video, practice this for a couple of minutes, not just a few seconds, but go over this for a couple of minutes. Work on your chord changes, moving between the chords, all right? Then, when you've done that, and you're happy and pretty satisfied that you're getting it, go ahead and restart the video. The next chord we're going to look at is A, and 3 variations of the A chord. So, form your A. Now, the first chord is an A7, so lift your little finger off and put your 3rd finger where your 4th finger was. This gets the 3rd string being open, and that too is the 7 tone, the flat 7 tone, creating a dominant 7, right? You with me? Good. Now, lift off your 3rd finger and put your 1st finger on the 2nd string at the 1st fret. We're still having the open 3rd string here, but make sure that you don't kill the high E string either with your 1st finger. And this is an A minor 7. That's what the little m means. So it's a minor 7. All right? So we're still using that flat 7 tone right there on the 3rd string. It's a beautiful chord. All right, hold that fingering and drop your 3rd finger on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret. And this is a straight A minor, just A minor. Right, here was the A, the 3, we flatten the 3, and that creates a minor chord with a flat 3. Again, we'll get into chords and what they're built on at a later lesson. All right, so pause the video and take a moment, get comfortable with these. Then, when you're ready to continue, press play. All right, let's put the A minor and the A minor 7 into a progression. So we're going to bring the E minor back in, a new chord, and we're going to add the G and the D as well. Now again, in the 3rd measure, the G and the A minor 7 is 2 beats per chord, 2 strums per chord. So let's play now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just hop these 2 fingers over, just like with the A, but add your 1st finger and not your 4th finger, and then mute the low E for the A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the A minor 7. Now you'll notice if I put my 3rd finger here, that's pretty much a C chord. So what we're doing is we're playing part of a C chord shape without the 3rd finger because it's A, not C, right? So 2 beats there, and then we move over to the D chord. All right, so here's how the progression goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. beginning and just keep going. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and so forth. All right? So pause the video. Practice this for a couple of minutes. Don't just blow through it. Take some time here and really work it. All right? And get yourself comfortable playing this progression. Then, when you've done that and you're ready to continue, press play. All right, we're going to throw the E7 and the A7 in and bring back the B7 from before. This is kind of a variation on the E, A, and B7 progression that you learned previously. All right, so you play the E7, move to the A7, move to the B7, to the A7, then to the E7. And then you just start right over again. Now, I want to show you something really cool. When you're playing the A7, these two fingers are split. There's a string in between them. So when you get ready for the B7, just hop them both over, one string each, and then drop in your first and your fourth fingers for the B7. A7, hop it over, B7, right? Just like that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, hop back over, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? So pause the video again and take your time here, get comfortable moving between these and get used to the sound of these chords. These are all dominant 7 chords. All right? Very popular in early blues. Then press play when you're ready to keep going. Now we'll move on to variants of the D chord. So play the D chord. All right, now listen carefully. We're going to play the D minor, the first chord on the left. Leave your third finger planted, move your second finger over to the third string, same second fret, and move your first finger to the first string at the first fret. And mute here. Now you can play the open A. And that creates a richer D sound. And you hear that major is happy, minor not so much. Sad. Okay? Now, keep your second finger in place and move your first finger over to the second string at the first fret and bring your third finger over to the first string on the second fret. And this is a D7, a dominant 7, D7. Now, go ahead and play a D again. Now, what I want you to do is just add your little finger, and you can keep your first finger or second finger in place if you want. Just add your fourth finger right there. And that's a D sus4, D suspended 4. And you can alternate between the D and the D sus4. Kind of like between the E and the E sus4. Same idea. Pause the video and go ahead and practice these. This one's going to be tough, but you'll get it. And then when you're ready to continue, go ahead and press play. Let's put the D minor to work now. We're going to combine it with an A minor and a G. All right? So, play the D minor, 4 beats. Now, a really cool thing here is you've got most of the shape of the A minor. So all you have to do is slide your first finger back and move your third finger, and move all three fingers over one string each and mute the low E. And that's it, A minor. And then you go to G, back to A minor. Now, when you go to the D minor, it's the same idea. Move over one string and push your third finger up one fret. Draw your third finger back as you move over. And remember to count. Okay? Pause the video. Practice this for a moment or two. Don't just blow through it. Really get to it. You're learning these chords. These are foundational chords you must know. So you want to take the time to really get your muscle memory working and get these fingers hopping to it. D minor, A minor, G, A minor, G, D minor, right? Boom, 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 boom. That's what you're going for. And it's going to take a little time, but you just keep at it, you'll get it, all right? So, when you're ready to keep going, you know what to do next. Okay, let's play the D7 and the D sus4 in a progression. Remember the third measure, 2 beats on the D sus4, 2 beats on the D. Start with the D7. Now, really cool thing here is you're separated by one string here. Lift your first finger off, hop both of those over, one string each, and you got the A7. Now, slide your third finger up and add everything else. The D plus the sus4 with your little finger. Let go of this little finger for the D, and then back to the A7, just slide your third finger back. All right? Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just keep going. All right? So look for those chord changes, those connections between chords so that you're getting it, right? This will help you move fluidly and smoothly between chords. Okay, pause the video, practice this for a couple of minutes. Really dig into it, get it right. Get those connections understood. Then press play when you're ready to move on. Now, in the last lesson, we had you learn the low E string up to the 12th fret and back. The A string is the 5th string, and you do the exact same thing. You're just starting with A. A sharp, remember your thumb is on the spine, it stays there, and it can pivot, but it stays put. A sharp, B, C, C sharp. Excuse me. Move your thumb up to the 5th fret and your first finger at the 5th fret for D, D sharp, E, F. Slide your thumb up to the 9th fret for F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Now you've covered the sharps. So now we come back down, covering the flats. Thumb still on the spine at 9. A flat, G, G flat. Thumb to the 5th fret, spine, and 4th finger to the 8th fret on the 5th string for F, E, E flat, D. Thumb to the 1st fret on the spine, and little finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string for D flat, C, B, B flat, A. So what you should be doing now, after learning that, is going through both strings. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, G sharp, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A. Now I know I did that really quick, but this is the exercise. You're reinforcing the sixth string as you now begin to integrate the fifth string. All right? Take your time here. Don't rush. And remember, the whole idea of keeping fingers in contact with the fretboard. The idea here, especially ascending, is that you don't want your fingers flailing. You want to try to keep them hovering so they're ready to use right now, not hanging out in space. Go, oh yeah, I got to play. No, they're right there. I'm ready to go, Chief. And that's how you want them. Okay, and that's what this exercise secondary element is, particularly if you're interested in playing lead guitar bits. Even on acoustic guitar, you're going to want to do this because it helps you keep your fingers down, even with chord changes, even if you're doing single note runs sometimes, which do happen in playing acoustic guitar. So it's just a good discipline, all right? Now, when you're ready to keep going, press play. Whew, boy, that's a lot of material to go through. I know. I purposely loaded this lesson down to give you more stuff. Now, the nice thing is that the three chords of the variants of E, A, and D are not hard to play, so they're actually going to be easy to integrate into your playing. All right, so again, here's what I want you to do. Get those 2x2 pieces of paper and write down these new chords. You got 9 new chords today. So write them down, put them in the bowl, stir it all up with the other ones, right? Pull out 4 chords, play them in the order they were pulled out, 4 beats, 4 strums per chord, right? Then push that aside, pull out 4 more, play them in the order you pulled them out, push those aside, pull out 4 more, and so forth. And if you only have 1 or 2 left, pull them out, take the big pile, throw it in the bowl, mix it up, and pull out whatever remains to get you to 4 chords. This way, you'll be learning to move between every chord that you are learning. It's not about musicality. I know some of these progressions are going to sound really bizarre, and they're not going to be pleasant necessarily, but that's not the point. Remember the point of the exercise. You need to be able to move from any chord to any other chord, regardless of what it is or where it is on the fretboard. All right? Have fun with this. Really enjoy this process. And I know your fingers are aching, but remember, in the next couple of weeks, they're going to stop aching so much, and you'll be able to play a little bit longer before they ache, right? And that aching is, further out it goes, 15, 20, 30 plus minutes. That means you're developing the callus, you're developing the finger strength, you're able to play longer. This is the goal. It has to happen organically. You can't really force it, and I don't want you to play till your fingers are screaming at you. I want you to play until they're kind of whining. Okay. Oh, please stop. Okay. That's good. Don't push it so much that it actually causes blisters. Then you have to stop for close to a week till the blisters heal. You're trying to develop callus. All right? Okay, that'll do for this episode. Again, thank you for letting me be your teacher, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.